Christopher Life Willers, and this is the Stay Free Show. Why is it called the Stay Free Show? Because that is what I strive to do every single day. I strive to stay free. In 2003, I was sentenced to 144 very, very, very true public. It's known, it's out there, part of my journey, and part of the motivation of why I get up here every single day if I can. Like literally, I talk about this stuff, man. I talk about prison because guess what? Prison doesn't take days off. Jails don't take days off. Also, I love having this conversation. There's always people that are like, why are you talking about it? But there's so many people that are impacted by incarceration. So many people that are struggling through a season right now. There's so many people that just came home from prison and need support. There's so many people that feel like nobody can relate to them. You know what I'm saying? So, guess what? Honey, I see you. What we do is we get up here and we have conversations that matter. The conversation is not for everybody. That's rule probably number one. Probably rule number one is the conversation is not for everybody. But if you know or you have been impacted through the journey and experience of prison and conversation, it's definitely for you. Also, it's a place where you can ask questions. I love when the questions come because that's what it's about. I'm privileged with the opportunity to make content every single day. I get to reach over 100 million people every platform. Amazing to me because I would have never thought that something like that could occur. But I get to do that. But the next step that I knew was I needed to get up here, start going live, start having actual, real-time conversations with the people that support the content. I remember, I'm going straight in because there's a few things I got to talk about, right? I see you, Johnny. But I remember when I first came home, right? And listen, I see you, yes. And holiday season is crazy. Let me backtrack for us. Holiday season is crazy for anybody. It's not even about if you did time in prison, you just coming home from prison. The holiday season is crazy. There's an additional amount of stress with the holiday season. Right? A lot of us, we want to get gifts for people. We want to do certain things for our loved ones. But there's that pressure, right? There's pressure from social media, a bunch of pressures from all over the place. But when you just coming home from prison, like just coming home, there's pressure on you even more. Usually, not everybody. Some people could care less, right? But a good percentage of the guys that are coming home from prison, ladies too, whatever, listen, very stressful situation. For different reasons. One, you might got kids. You're finally home. This is your first Christmas. You're only making $15 an hour. You can barely pay the rent. You can't get no presents. You feel bad. You feel inadequate. This happens. It doesn't matter. Again, this could be just regular, never been to prison stuff. It's the way what's going on in society with money, economy, all this stuff, right? Captain, I see you, MDX. What's good, man? Tell them let me in. Come fly up there. I'm coming to speak at any prison that let me in right now. I'm back at it. But when guys come home, the holiday season can be a trap because a lot of us were in the streets used to getting money the quick way. Right? A lot of us were in the streets used to getting money the quick way. Not everybody. Not everybody goes to prison was getting, but there's a percentage, right? And a lot of us were used to being in the streets and then doing whatever we did, and then Christmas tree was full of everything, every present up. You come home, feel the pressure. You hear the music, Mariah Carey singing. You know what I'm saying? You know it's Christmas. Santa Claus is in the middle of the mall. Right? You're just trying to get equal footing, even footing on the ground at this point. You've been in prison for years. A lot of us, when we come home from prison, we don't like to admit it, but we don't have nothing. The only reason I think I came home with $1,000, I'm not saying I wouldn't have saved more money, but the main reason I came home with $1,000 is because they instituted something while we were in Department of Corrections, while I was there. A lot of guys were mad at it, but where they made you save a percentage of your money up to $1,000, and then you could save additional if you choose. You know what I'm saying? And I remember guys got mad at this because like they can't tell me I need to save my money. That $1,000 probably saved a lot of people because back in the day, where I was at, they used to send you home with $25 and a bus ticket. That was it. You ain't getting nothing else. Good luck. They weren't even checking to see if you had a home to return to, which was why the turnover was so high. People was coming right back. Imagine you've been down for 12 years. You ain't got nothing. You go home with a bus ticket, $25. So they instituted this thing where they made people save $1,000 in Department of Corrections. But it goes quick, right? It goes quick. One of the things you notice when you first come home from prison is how expensive everything is. Like commissaries, we complain about the cost of the soups, which I get it. You should, right? Inflation is crazy in prison, but come home, you got rent, you got kids, you got a car, you need gas just to get to the job. You got your phone. All of a sudden, there's a part of this pressure when it comes to financial responsibility that a lot of us aren't used to really having to commit to when we're locked up. Don't get me wrong. There's some people in prison. I see it on Only Beacon, man. There's some people, right, in prison that's paying mortgages, buying houses. I took a trip up to, what was it, Massachusetts, somewhere, Maine. The prison had no fence around it. Them brothers making $90K a year because they get to go to work every day in town for like hours a day. You know what I'm saying? So somebody that was in the streets getting money, they get locked up. They gone for 10 years. They come home. It's December 1st, Monday. Let me walk you through. There's going to be some emotions and some thought processes that's going to start to resonate with some people. It's really important, especially to the ladies, if you with a gentleman that used to be in the streets. Oh, wait. I want you to understand, this is not necessarily how he'll think. I'm just saying these could be some of the thought processes. Right? It doesn't matter if you tell that man, don't worry, babe, just be patient. We don't need anything right now. My wife told me when I came home, don't go to work right away. She in her mind, take a month off and just be free. That is such a beautiful idea. That's what I told her. I said, that is a beautiful idea. And thank you for extending the opportunity to me to come home and decompress for a month. That was a blessing. A lot of people don't have that option or opportunity. Let me tell you something. Slat them up. I see you, man. I appreciate that everybody liking it up, man. Sharing all that good stuff, man. That's a beautiful thought, right? But when she told me that, I listened to her out of respect, but I already knew the minute I came home, I'm gonna get this job. I need my own. See, some things will never change. Just because a lot of us left the street, that don't mean that we still don't want our own. That's why you see a lot of people come home from prison, they start performing at a high level. They start succeeding at high level. You be like, hey, well, I was locked up for 10 years. You got a trucking company. That's because I used to be a hustler, and I don't like being in a situation where I can't. See, some things won't change just because you leaving up from behind the wall, right? You can still always and forever be a hustler. The truth of the matter is that's what I will always be. But I did a code switch. I don't do the illegal stuff. I don't do all that. We do it all legal now. I used to talk crazy when I was trying to make a sale. Now I switch it over here. I'm a motivational speaker. I was passionate about getting money the wrong way. I switched my passion to helping people. So it flows off the same way. The impact is better. You understand me? And we still getting it done. But let me tell you something. What I'm saying. A man comes home, you know, he gonna want to go to work. If he don't want to go to work, I'm telling you now, he may not be the one. And I ain't trying to hate on none of my brothers, but if y'all ain't trying to go to work or get right, because one, the probation officer is gonna be down on you. Probation, well, I ain't got no probation. Well, You're going to want to be able to pay to put gas in the car when you drive it down the street. There's going to come a point where you're not going, I don't care how nice your family make it to give you money. You go to bank card. In the back of your mind, you know you ain't put that in there. You understand me? So these are the thoughts. And then you put Christmas in, you add some kids in. I'm a first-time father. My son is only a month old. At that. That's how fresh into fatherhood I am in. All right? The way I think about holidays and everything else now, South Texas, I see you in the building, man. Hey, look, it's different now, man. I feel a different type of urgency. I feel like I got to do certain things. And he ain't thinking about none of that stuff. But I can imagine the pressures of the brothers that was in the visitation room. They lady brought their kids up there every single Saturday or Sunday or whatever. Now they finally home, and you know they making promises in the visitation room. What else can you do? Daddy, when you get home, will you? Yes. Even if you don't, man, I'm going to make it. When you get home, now the expectations there. Even if you're there. The expectation when you come home from prison, it becomes a gift and a curse. It can be a motivator in the right way, where you're going to get out there and get it, or it can be a demotivator, or it could shift you to the wrong place. Because there's this thing, right? And I tell people all the time, I say, when you come home, because I work with hundreds of men and women coming home, juveniles, now going over 3 years consistently. I say, when you come home, there will be a period where you will have to wait. You will have to be patient, and you're not going to want to be patient. There's going to be that period where you're going to be trying to figure it out to get from this step to this step. Or you're going to get tested. Whatever is going to happen. And you're going to find out then who you are. A lot of us, we mean what we say when we on the inside because we haven't been exposed to the test yet. It's easy for me to say with everything in my heart, I'm going to be good when I get home. That's what I told my wife about 90 days before I came home. And I remember the reason I said it was because she told me, she said, hey, when you come home, that's when it gets hard. I said, I ain't trying to hear that. That ain't hard. Freedom ain't hard. I'm coming off 17 years in the pen. 8 on the level 4 yard, 3 on the 3. What are you talking about? But she was right. And that's what a lot of us, we don't necessarily want to accept. We kind of got it. I'm not saying prison is easy. Don't take this the wrong way. No, I'm not saying prison is not an extremely difficult thing. Congratulations, we survived. Congratulations even more if you bettered yourself. You know what I'm saying? But here go the real test. Peace to y'all, man. I did not have children. I'm a first-time father. Month old, 42. But a lot of us don't know the weight of the test that we gonna fit till we get home. I don't know. Listen, you can train in the gym all day. You can train for the fight. Okay? One thing you cannot train for is to how hard your opponent is gonna strike you. Can't. It has to be that individual. So some things we can talk about. I ain't really tripping on the job if I can't get here. It's different when your wife looking at you or your girl or whoever, and they talking about, hey, lights about to be cut off. I tried. I'm trying to piece it together, but now you in the house and you eat food too. Now we going more places because we trying to get you to the interviews. That's taking more gas. It's a lot of different. Cody, I appreciate you, man. There's a lot of things going on, man. There's a lot of things going on. Cody, I appreciate you. I spent 12 years locked up in Washington. Content most realistic I came across on incarceration. I appreciate it, man. I'm just coming from the heart, man. There is a part of me, though, that is fed up. some of the stuff I see out here, I'm like, yo, y'all playing with it because people will see this and think that prison's a game. And I'm here to tell you every single day it's not. I don't care if you see me up here making a skit and we laughing in the moment. Best believe there's a message behind that. Run it back if you ain't see the message. I guarantee you'll see it the second time. I'm trying to speak right now to my brothers and sisters that's feeling it in the holiday season. That's feeling it, that's trying to get a job, that's trying to figure it out. They trying to get their ID, whatever it is, that's who I'm here for, man. And for everybody that can't be a voice for themselves, so I'm forever grateful that the people is definitely rocking with the content, the message, all that, man. Back to what I was saying, though. Don't know the test. I'm glad it's helping, Cody. You don't know the test until it comes. Now, I'm not trying to say that in a discouraging way because the truth of the matter is you can pass the test. How do I pass the test? The same way you pass the test in prison. Every single day, no matter what was thrown at you, you made a decision to go towards your freedom. So whatever that is, whatever freedom is to you, because here, reality check, some people ain't gonna like this. A lot of us outside the wall ain't free. A lot of us outside the wall are not free. And I don't even care if you've never been to, if you could have never been to prison and you may have been locked up forever right now. There's a lot of us born into certain environments and conditions and we just accepted that and we just took that and ran with it and passed it on to the family and whatever. And we don't even want to be in this place the way we living right now. You know how many people I talk to, and I say this from a sincere place, that's coming home from prison and said they done physically walked out the gates, but mentally they still in there. Ask me how I know. Watch the video that I put out there of me walking out of prison. You see my body walking out there, but my mind was still in there. My eyes was like this. My family out there, y'all. I want to break it down. I want to know, you will never hear me like talking about, I don't know. You can read the book though. Probably see some, but I got married in prison. That's not an easy thing to do, especially when you locked up for 17 years, right? So I had my wife pick me up, my cousin, my mama, my uncle. I had family. They was so happy. The only Giador I see you occasionally. I'm all over the place too, y'all. Just so y'all know, man. I'm in here, there, everywhere, and so I do try though. Sure. Anybody, by the way, too, if y'all got like specific questions and stuff like that, and I don't get to them, don't hesitate to put them in the, message me or whatever. I definitely don't mind doing content pieces around that too. But a lot of people, man, are not free. The video, everybody's happy, and my eyes is like this. I'm gritting. I'm not like gritting on them, but I got this just in my face. I'm tense. When my wife puts the phone on my face, recording me grabbing my phone for the first time, I already got messages on it. What she didn't know at the time, we've discussed it later on, was I was overwhelmed. They were full of joy and everything came at me immediately. This is what came at me immediately when I was walking out the gate. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up, the only. This is what happened to me immediately. And maybe, Dark Side, I see you. Maybe this will help you understand what people that are coming home out of confinement go through the first 2-3 minutes. I don't care if the video shows them jumping up boxes, property. There's still something inside them that feels this, and this is what they feel. When I got to the building where I was going to be released from, mind you, I was up the whole last 24 hours. I couldn't sleep. I was filled with anxiety. For the first time, I was getting ready to go home free after 16 years, 11 months to be exact, almost 17 years. I can't express to you what I felt in the midst of that evening, that night, while I stayed up. The COs making their round. Everyone else went to sleep, and I was awake the whole night with anticipation. But it wasn't just positive anticipation. It was something that I felt inside. It was a realization that I had grown old in this place. I went in at 19 years old. I had a certain youthful vigor, if you will. And to my young people, I need y'all to know once time is gone, you can't get it back. I ain't mad at where I land. I'm 42. I still got my little. Let me tell you something. The realization of being gone from age 19 to 36 years old in prison hit me immediately. Okay? And then the thing that happened next would be they would give me my clothes. My wife had came the day before or whatever. I forgot the arrangement and dropped off clothes for me, street clothes. For 17 years, I had not wore clothing from the streets. This could be a joyous occasion for many, but for me, it caused anxiety. Why? Because as I looked in the mirror even more, I was reminded as I put those clothes on just how much I had missed. See, it's different. Even the clothing, the placement of the pockets on state jeans is different than the placement of the pockets on jeans you'll get out here, I assure you. And if you've done time like I have or any time at all, you pay attention to the small things, the subtle things, because what else is there to do? So I come here and I get dressed. I get ready to walk out the door to my family. I know they're out there. But now I want to portray or put out a certain image because my wife's there. See, some people, they cry when they walk out the gate, but I have been conditioned to show no emotion. In the prisons where I was at, you show emotion if you want to. You can show it, you can. There will be consequences and repercussions if you show the wrong emotions. Better not shed tears in a place called prison. I'm not saying don't. I'm just telling you what they teach you. What the condition, what the mindset, what was going on in there. So the truth of the matter is, when I was getting ready to walk up out there and I embraced my family, I wanted to cry tears of joy. I did, man. I'm coming home for the first time, 17. But I didn't want to show that to them. I wanted to show them tough guy that was on a level 4 yard, chest poked out, chin up, trying to make sure I wanted to come out here on some, what it was. Just me and who I had became in prison, honestly. Like, for real. See, a lot of us, we walk out prison physically, but mentally we still on the inside. That's why so many of us end up going back. Always hear me up here talking about mental health support for a reason. Because it doesn't matter what you have in place out there. It doesn't matter what your loved ones got you. You got the car, you got the home. I came home to a home with a mortgage. My situation was different than so many of my brothers and sisters. I kind of had a different situation. I had a vehicle. It wasn't a great vehicle, but I ain't had no payment on it. You know, I had things in place for me, support people that, you know, and it still did not matter because my mental health was so gone that there was a time in 2020, 2021, I was basically throwing stones at the penitentiary. Whenever y'all hear me talking, you will never hear me talking about when I came home, I just hit the ground running. No, when I came home, I went through it. There's a whole nother book coming, Life After Prison. We about to get into all the mental health, the trauma, the PTSD, the all that, because I'm already knowing so many of my brothers and sisters going through it, and they don't really know how to express it, or they don't have a safe space too. So we on a mission in 2026. Understand me? Somebody said prison's one big daycare center. I wish. But there are some prisons that are getting, I know some prisons now don't even have holes. Like there's no, it's just all programs. Guys are pretty positive in there. Pretty crazy. Somebody said, only Jay Adore said, how long I've been home? I've been home. I came home January 13th, 2020. See if I can work this out real quick. Come on. Get into some of these questions, y'all. Somebody said they went from being on the streets to being a college-educated journeyman carpenter. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely where you put your energy. Um, Theodore said, my husband said that the pre-release camp is harder than a 20-plus year bid he did. Absolutely, I agree with him. For whatever reason, at least where I was at too, the shorter you get, the wild more people wild out. It's like all of a sudden everybody just super wild out. When you on them high level spread, like it when it goes down, it's detrimental. It's detrimental. When you on them low levels, there's less respect. It's just a whole. There's way more squabbles. There's a whole bunch of other stuff going on in there, man. Appreciate that, Kuba Cuts. Did you ever hit somebody with a bunkie tax? No, I did not. I wasn't like that in there, man. Gracie Moore, I appreciate that. He said, I speak from a place that too many people can relate to, that not too many people can relate to. We appreciate you. I appreciate that, man. Y'all already know, stay free, man. I do connect with people in the comments. Somebody said, with a Keefe, man. I get an Excel break. I got. Somebody said if I don't speak Spanish, but a Mexican would accept me. I don't know. Where I was at, they didn't have politics like that. It wasn't about race. You would see everybody hanging out. Like, it was different where I was at. I can't speak on other states like that, other than the things that I've learned from the brothers that I speak to and all that. Somebody said they in juvie right now. Fully, I see you, man. Hopefully you could fight through. You know what I'm saying? So juvie is the last stop before your freedom. You understand? Odie said short timers, lots of landmines. Most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, do I know anything about extortion? Listen, it happens. It's unfortunate. But there are people that they pay tax. You know? And I gotta be really careful with my words because I don't ever want to be misunderstood. I want to be as direct as possible. But unfortunately, matter of fact, I'm gonna break it down like this. We're in a time now where the jails are starting to become like the prisons. Like, we're in a time now where you can go in for a traffic ticket and gotta stay the weekend, and you can be put in a pod with people that are never going home theoretically, case while they're at the jail. Depending upon a jail, right? You can look up Clayton County here in Georgia, for prime example. When I speak, I like to give references. Y'all don't just have to take my word. Please feel free to fact check me on everything. I will always try to give y'all reference. But people being taxed when they're in pods and stuff, it's at an all-time high, in my opinion, especially in different states and all. I don't. You would see it every now and then, but it would really be only towards people that committed certain types of crimes. So now it doesn't matter. It seems like anybody can get. Somebody said, "Is my cousin still locked up?" My cousin is still. He was doing other stuff somewhere. I don't know. He had other cases. Somebody said I had a wife the whole time. I did not have a wife the whole time. I was in a relationship with somebody for 6 years. She worked in the kitchen. She's still a friend of mine. It didn't work out. And then I met my wife, through mutual friends or whatnot. Relationships do happen in prison. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a certain, and I'm not saying this but if you're a certain caliber individual, you're not going to give up on certain things. You understand me? So, somebody insane said I had to pay to get pockets put in my shorts. I believe that. I did too. Sweatpants, all that. Somebody said, so what you supposed to do with the candy bar? Throw it out the cell? I only posted that because they make you watch this video when you come into the system. And it discusses that scenario. But what they're really talking about is basically don't accept any favors from anybody in the system. They're just using that as a metaphor. Candy bar and a pillow thing. But, yeah, that was one of the oldest tricks in the game. Hey man, you get to the camp, the prison or whatever. You hungry? You want something to drink? And, oh, yeah, man, you be nice. Oh, yeah, no problem. Here you go. $30 a commissary in. They talking about they need it back. So, don't take nothing. Somebody said how many squabble wobbles was I in my whole stint. Quad, I appreciate you. How many altercations? Man, I don't know. At the jail, 3. I know that for a fact. That's an easy count. Throughout, this is what I'll say. As far as me getting into physical altercations in the system, I never started one. No, I never started one. There'd be one that you could be like, but I was really pushing something at somebody that felt like they was Debo, essentially. So in that sense, they started as far as I'm concerned. They was just out of control in the pod. And I ain't had nothing to do with it. But I felt like if somebody ain't have something to do with it, he was just gonna keep. But outside of that, I always got into things over my people, man. Like I really try to chill in the system. Like you will never, bro. I promise you will never hear me. Yo, I jumped off the top tier. Like I'm not. And half them dudes that tell them stories, that's not their stories, by the way. Anyways, but um, the ones I got into was over my people, man. You know what I'm saying? Or we might have been playing ball. Like when I was younger, we'd be playing basketball or something. Always go down. Playing poker. So if I just do a roundabout estimate in 17 years of incarceration, I would say more than 10, less than 20 squabbles. And I'm glad. I'll tell you what, I'm glad I made it out. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that dark side, man. I'm actually looking at somebody say, I'm looking at the comp. They're reopening Sussex too. I had no idea. No idea. Rippin' Ann, I appreciate that. Yeah, I think Stay Free sometimes goes over some people's heads, but it's all good. You seen that too, that the Tommy G joint. Stay Free is not just about prison, man. It's about being free, however that means to you. You know what I'm saying? I get up, I work hard every single day, believe it or not. But I get to work for myself. You know what I'm saying? And it's not easy work, but that was part of my definition of freedom. I wanted to be on my own schedule because I got so tired of just count time and them being in control of my life and my clock and my. I knew one of my goals was to get free, was to be on my own clock. You know, and I'm really grateful now because I just had a son. So, Stay Free is really. It's not just it's for anybody, man. If you're struggling with something, if you're trying to overcome something, if you're, man, it could be a relationship, it could be subs, it could be whatever, right? Staying free mentally, PJ, you already know. But that's what I'm pushing. Like, I see other dudes now, they starting to put Stay Free on the videos and all that. That's what's up, man. Listen, put the message out there. El Jefe, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I had no idea, man. What else we got going on, y'all? I'm looking up these questions. Somebody said we not making the tuna brick. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, man. Dark side, you already know, man. You cannot. I ain't gonna say you cannot, but it's very hard. Very hard, man. I encourage anybody, if you've done time, man, to fight for your freedom. You know, and what does that mean? That means, yo, just already did, D. Williams. But what that means is whatever your dreams are. You know when you was sitting in a cell and you was daydreaming? You know what I'm saying? And if anybody wants to get the merch, you know we got the merch, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Stay free. But you remember when you was sitting in the cell and you was daydreaming and you were envisioning what life could be like or would be like or what you wanted to be like? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we should be fighting for. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan Hudson, I appreciate that. El Jefe, I see you, man. I appreciate the love, man. But that's what we should be fighting. We shouldn't come home. Some of us, freedom is enough. Just to be outside of prison bars and walls is enough. And I'm not saying that, El Jefe, I appreciate you. I'm not saying that isn't enough because I can't say what's enough for you. I can't. That's not fair of me to even try to act like I understand what is enough for y'all or what's going to give y'all peace. But I do feel like a vast majority of us that come home from prison, right? You message me, the only Giador, and I got you. Uh-oh. Oh, technical dip. Wait. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Listen, side notes. Chicago Bears, somebody just put Chicago Bears with first place, number one seed in NFL right now. We just had a technical, we back. Anyways, I'm going to go into this question really quick. I actually love this comment D just put. He said, I hope you don't take this the wrong way. Do you feel shame or regret that you went to prison, or do you feel like it's a badge of honor? The answer to that is I don't feel either way. I just understand that it's a part of my experience and my journey, and that I'm not unlike many. I think I know I'm not for the glorification of the prison journey. I'm not. I often always say in my posts, I don't glorify, I'm here to educate. So I know I'm not. I don't like when people exploit prison culture or whatever it is just for engagement or views or whatever. My intention for me is to be a journalist and really expose to people in a very real way some tough topics, prison being the first of many, but something that I know well. So I don't glorify it, but at the opposite end of the spectrum, I don't feel shame about it. And I'm going to tell you why. Part of my journey was 2/22/22. You guys can look this up. I appreciate everybody rocking with me right now. But 2/22/22, I opened up. W-Deal. I opened up with my wife a cosmetology school. Okay? Open for 3 years before I convinced my wife to retire because we wanted to focus on having a family and mission success. God is good. We got a son now. But we were open for 3 years. Okay? You Google this. Lasting Layers of Beauty Institute. Google man who does 17 years in prison, open school, whatever. Something's going to come up. Put my name in. Christopher Willis. For 3 years, we didn't allow a student, not one, to not graduate. We had a no student left behind policy, which maybe not was the smartest thing for a small business model, but hey, we not letting you. A lot of our students came from the south side of Georgia, south side of Atlanta. All right, we ain't gonna let you. If you ain't got it, come on. We ain't worried about tuition. We did this. We were successful. So much so we made the news. I got honored as principal of the year as a convicted felon. Don't take my word for it. Look me up. I promise you. This is a whole nother part of the story I'm gonna get into one day. Cause I look forward to when I start talking about entrepreneurship and other things too. Because I want my people to know when they come home from prison that they can be financially successful. But anyways, back to the school thing. There came a time where the school was really doing good, and the news found out about us, but more specifically me, through one of the clients. She had contacted the news, Atlanta News First. That's a big news station or whatever down here. And she told them, they're like, yo, there's this guy and his wife. He did 17 years in prison. Appreciate that, D. And they got a school, and they rocking down here. We had different programs. We had cosmetology, nail tech, esthetician, hair design, and instructors programs. We was rocking, y'all. Okay? So anyways, the news wanted to come to the school to do the story. They want to get the students in the shot. Now, as a business owner, you want the news to come to your school for good reasons. Because now, amen. But one thing, though, that would mean that I would have to tell my students that I had been to prison for 17 years. And I was fearful because my cosmetology school up to this point was 100% women as well. And I'm really conscious of where I've been. And as a husband and a son, I'm one of them people around women and ladies. I'm just kind of like, I try to make myself small a lot of times, right? But sometimes if you've been to prison or whatever, you can come off or whatever. I don't know. I got tattoos. So I try to stay out the way, even though I was the principal of this place, aka executive director. But now I know I got to tell the students with a conversation I never had with them that I've been to prison. The site is my name, actually. or you could just message me, and I definitely got you, El Jefe, and I can send you all that. But I remember getting all the students together on the floor. I told the staff, I said, we're going to call an assembly. I need to tell the students, because my teachers knew. Well, 3 out the 4 of them, instructors knew. But I said, I got to tell everybody I've been to prison because the news coming here next week. So I get everybody out there. I'm all nervous. I'm in my office. I'm going back and forth. I'm coming up with this speech. I remember my wife said, she's like, they not going tripping. I wasn't trying to hear that because in my mind, if they took it the wrong way, we going to lose the school. I walk out there on the floor and I get ready to make my speech. And before I could make my speech, one of the students starts laughing and basically said, Mr. Chris, we already know you was in jail or prison or whatever. I didn't take really into consideration that I was starting to grow on social media at the same time. Like, I didn't understand social media fully back in 22. I didn't understand that the numbers I had was starting to, and I would pop up on people's stuff. They had already knew and they started laughing. But what happened next was, and it was really empowering, then they began to have conversations because they had questions, because many of them, unfortunately, were impacted by incarceration, whether it was their fathers, their brothers, their uncles, whoever it was. So this dope, amazing dynamic occurred because I had been to a place like that, and we were a very unique school. And mind you, my wife, it was the brain. This was her vision. She just asked me to step into that role. And I was scared at first, but looking back in hindsight, it was a blessing to be able to do that. And what I learned was there's nothing and no reason to be ashamed of who I am. When I walk into the room, one of the main reasons I'm able to connect as a speaker is because I'm 100% transparent. And I'm already knowing this. Just because you never said it out loud, that don't mean you ain't never been through or went through or did something that was really bad. Everybody has had some type of struggle. So another reason I don't feel ashamed is because when I talk about prison, I try to make it in a way to where even if you've never been to prison, it's still going to be able to relate to whatever experience you're going through, whatever struggle, hardship, etc. 144 is the amount of years I was sentenced to. That's the name of the book. But 144 is a representation of any mountain, any obstacle, any hurdle that you got to climb right now. You understand what I'm saying? Escobar, I see you. I appreciate that. Listen, I want y'all to know this, man. I can only talk about this stream right here. In the land of the internet, all that, sometimes it's hard to understand and identify what's real, what's fake, right? I'm going to get up here every single time and I'm going to give you my heart, man. I'm going to give you my mind because I'm really trying to inspire, motivate, or help somebody shift, overcome anything. Understand what I'm saying? This is for real. And I understand the power and what happens when we all come together. Somebody asked me something really crazy about 2 weeks ago, and he was serious. He said, man, you and there's another brother, Freddie Wood, he said, y'all should run for president, vice president. Mind you, I'm not. And I know it was far-fetched. But it's nice to have people that believe in the message that much. Nice. That's all I looked at it as. But with that, there's responsibility. I'm not playing. I know when people come here, they want support. They want something. So I'm going to give that to y'all, man. I appreciate it, and I need y'all to spread the word. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody said they tried Keefe and it was way better. Listen. Coffee, man. That's all I'm going to say, man. But I need y'all to help me spread the word, man. You understand me? I'm everywhere on the platforms. I'm everywhere. But wherever I just need y'all to help me spread the word. I need y'all to engage with the content, with the message, with the lives, with the streams, whatever it is. I need y'all to just support. Because even if it's not about y'all in that moment, man, you might share this with somebody, or you might have hit like on something and it get bumped to the next person via the algorithm, or you sent it or whatever, and that may literally help save their life. I can't save nobody's life, but what I can tell you is every single day I get messages, and that's why I'm gonna keep going hard from, especially from the young people that say, "Hey, AOG, I ain't get in the car last night because I seen your post." And to the older people too, and to the people that ain't even been to prison. I'm fighting cancer right now. This lady said I'm fighting cancer right now, and one of the main reasons, she said, one of the main reasons or the motivations that I got to keep fighting or reference point is the fact that you were able to make it through 17 years of prison. And she gave me the number of chemo treatments she had, and she said I can make it through that number too. You made it through that number, I can. From New York, she full of fire, amazing. But this is the reason when I get up here, I don't play. I want to say, as always, man, thank y'all. I mean that. You understand what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for supporting the content. Somebody just sent the GG. I appreciate that, man. Everybody showing love. I didn't even see that. Look like Thugbot, man. That's what's up, man. But I need y'all to know we're going to be up here. Bacchus, I see you, man. Y'all support my brother Bacchus right down there, man. Please. Send prayers. El Jefe, I appreciate you, man. But listen, building a real community. And I need y'all to tap in with me. I need y'all to help me amplify the message. Because I'm all gas, no brakes, man. I got a son now. They thought I was motivated before. But they ain't seen nothing yet. I'm up here every day. If there's a time specific that y'all feel like I should stream every day too, I've been asking if y'all could put that in the chat. I would really appreciate that because I'm just trying to figure out if there's a better time. I'm in Eastern Standard Time too, y'all. But if there's a time that'll work best for everybody, because I really want to get this up out of here to people, man. I'm really grateful to have these conversations. Other than that, as always, thank you for your time. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here right now with me. Sonny, I appreciate you. I see you, Sonny. That's love. I appreciate that. But y'all could have been anywhere in the world, man. And y'all chose to be here with me for a second. So I really appreciate that. It's like an OG told me one time, man, once your time's gone, you can't get it back. So you got to be careful who you spend it with and how you spend it. At the end of the day, man, peace, love, and blessings. I will be back up here tomorrow. I got to get up at 3 in the morning. I'm on a graveyard shift, or I don't like calling it that. I'm on a night shift. You understand me? I got a new baby boy. Be over there. No, changing diapers first thing in the morning. I used to get up 3 in the morning to go get ready to make trays in the kitchen. So you know when I'm getting up 3 in the morning now, it's a blessing, man. I mean that. To anybody that made it home, I see y'all. Keep going. Don't let the system trick you back. To any of the loved ones that's out there standing strong for your people, whether they home or still behind the wall, I see y'all. I know y'all need support too. That's what this is about, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Message me if you want to know about merch. Message me if you want to connect with any other things that we got going on, man. There's plenty of support outside the conversation community, man. Till next time, I promise y'all.